I mean, I get it. They got the star of Gone Fishin Danny Glover. This is big. That's big time. The guy, when I think Danny Glover, I think Predator 2. It's huge, you know. When I think Danny Glover, I think
he's probably demanding all of $50 on a sandwich.
He wants
for an appearance.
six trailers. He wants. When I think Danny Glover, I think the star of Badass 3. That's what I think when I think Danny Glover. I mean, that guy.
Badass 3?
Yeah, Badass 3. Badasses. Yeah, I believe it's what it's called.
Are you thinking Lethal Weapon?
No, that's the Danny Trejo franchise where he's the old man. Remember the viral video of the old guy on the bus who beats the crap out of the gangster on the bus? And it was a viral video?
Yeah.
They made that a movie, and it was called Badass, with Danny Trejo as the old bearded guy. And then they made
three of them?
Yeah, and then they did a Badass 2, and then they did a Badass 3 Badasses, where not only was it old man Danny Trejo going around beating up young thugs, but then he tag teams it up with old man Danny Glover going around beating up thugs. Yeah, it's real. There's a whole franchise. There's a whole Badass franchise. Direct to DVD, but still, it's a franchise, man.
Oh, no.
When I think Danny Glover, I think the guy who got shot 5 minutes into the movie Saw. The first one. Doesn't he get like a shotgun to the chest in a trap somewhere? He's like a cop.
In what?
In the first Saw movie.
I have no clue.
Because I think it's like literally the first 5 minutes. Like Danny Glover is walking through a hallway and trips like this weird trap that Jigsaw has where a shotgun shoots him in the chest.
No, I don't know.
I don't know, man.
I believe you. I'll take your word for it. I'm still reading up on Badass.
It's great. They took literally a 1.5 minute long viral video and made a movie out of it.
It does not look good.
What's this?
Danny Glover's in the second one.
Oh, is it Badass 2 Badasses? It's Badasses, though, right? That's the subtitle?
Yeah. And then there's Badasses on the Bayou.
Is that Badass 3?
I think that's Badass 3.
Did Danny Glover come back for that one, too?
Let me click on it.
Yeah, I hope so.
Yes, I believe so.
It's the greatest. I wish they would introduce, after that, Warwick Davis would also be in it, you know?
I want to add this to my Amazon, to buy list.
Oh, you need to get a wish list going, man.
I don't know, isn't everything integrated nowadays? Why is there not an Amazon app button somewhere on here?
Everything's the opposite of integrated now. Everything's becoming more segregated. They're launching, eventually everything's just going to be apps for $6 a month. Because I think CBS now has launched CBS Now app. And then there's a Fox Now app. And then there's a Hulu, Amazon, Yahoo Screen, Netflix. Everything's going to be $6 to subscribe to. And eventually I think they're going to get rid of DirecTV and stuff, man. Dish, cable. I think all that's gone at some point. Because people are just going to subscribe to their things.
Well, Badass is available on Amazon for $4.99 on the DVD.
Seems a bit steep. I think you should be able to get that for $1 somewhere. Are there only 3?
Yeah, there's only 3 of them.
Read the synopsis. Let's go through the journey of the Badass. Read the synopsis or the little brief description for each one of them. Let's see what... Because the first one should just be old man on a bus gets angry and beats up some thugs.
A Vietnam veteran who becomes a local hero after saving a man from attackers on a city bus decides to take action when his best friend is murdered and the police show little interest in solving the crime.
Yep. So, you got to do what you got to do, Danny Trejo. Now what happens in Badass 2?
See here. Brain Vega teams up with grumpy old agoraphobic Bernie Pope to kick ass and clean up the streets of L.A.
Danny Glover's character is called Bernie Pope?
Grumpy old agoraphobic Bernie Pope.
Danny Glover's really stretching. He's going agoraphobic. I think, if you were going to fight crime, one of the worst tag team partners you could ever have would be an agoraphobe. I think that would just really not be a good partner.
Remind me what an agoraphobe is?
I can't leave my house.
Yeah,
I'm scared of the outsides. It's like the Bubble Boy. It's like if you're a superhero, you're sending him an Avengers team.
I'm scared of the outsides.
Yeah, that's what I'm scared of the outsides. That's my agoraphobic impression. It's the outsides. I can't. No, I'm scared. I'm scared of the outsides.
Okay, so every synopsis has gotten shorter as I go through these.
What is Badasses on the Bayou is just like badasses. That happen to be on a bayou.
Yeah, Badass 3, Badasses on the Bayou. Frank Vega and Bernie Pope return.
That's it?
This time to Louisiana in an attempt to find a kidnapped friend.
How'd he get an agoraphobe to go to Louisiana? And that means there is a third person introduced. You got to go to the cast. That means there is a third badass now. They did find a Warwick Davis type.
John Amos?
John Amos. That seems like a name I should realize. Look, can you just Google image him and tell me if you've noticed, if you've seen his face somewhere?
Yeah, I've seen this guy. He's in Die Hard 2, Die Harder.
Oh, wait, is he a black guy too?
Yeah.
Bald guy?
I guess now, yeah, he's older.
Yeah, I know John Amos. Yeah, he's a badass. He's legit. It's not the biggest name. You would think, I mean, if you got Danny Trejo and Danny Glover, you need one more Danny.
He was Pastor Roscoe Jones on Walker, Texas Ranger.
Yeah, I think you got to have another Danny. Like, it should be Danny Glover, Danny Trejo, and Danny DeVito in Badasses 3. The Dannys, yeah. I don't know any other Dannys. That's the only Dannys I know. That's also, if you say that name enough, you realize that's a horrible name. No one should ever be named Danny. What a god-awful name. Danny. Hey, Danny.
Hey, Dan.
Hey, Danny. Not Dan.
Is Danny Daniel? Is Danny the long form of that? Daniel.
Well, I think Danny can just be Danny, though. I think you could just be a Danny.
Well, definitely call me Dan or Daniel.
I don't know, man.
All the Dannys out there, listen up. Danny. Your name.
Are there any other Dannys? Like, can you Google famous Dannys? Because I've got Danny Glover, Danny Trejo, Danny DeVito. I think of Danny Wood from New Kids on the Block. I can think of Danny Tanner, but that's a fictional character.
Well, isn't this convenient? A list of people named Danny.
Yes, here we go. Yes, this is what we need. No Dans, no Daniels. I only want Dannys. Only Dannys.
I got YouTube, Vine star, rock singer, Danny Dyer. He's a TV actor.
That's a nobody. This is not going
Danny
good.
Murillo is a rapper.
Oh, there is Danny Aiello. Danny Aiello is a famous actor.
The DJ?
No, it's he's like an Italian, always plays a mobster. He used to do a lot of CBS shows. It'd be like Danny Aiello, guest starring in Jake and the Fat Man this Wednesday on CBS.
Danny Pino from Speed 2.
This is not a good list. Oh my God!
You don't know who Danny Pino is?
I don't know Danny Pino.
He's actually in a bunch of things. Danny McBride. Danny Bonaducci.
Wait, is Danny McBride the dude that Eastbound and Down?
Yeah.
He's a Danny?
Yeah.
Wow. That's a good Danny. That's a good Danny Bonaducci's a good Danny.
Yep. Danny Pudi or Pujai
from Community.
From, Community.
That's a Danny? Yeah. Okay. You know what is interesting? Danny seems very worldwide. So far, we've got everything from a mullet having redneck to a Hispanic to an African American to an Indian. Seems like Danny might be the most like universally connecting name in the world.
What?
Like it connects. Like maybe Danny is like the bridge that brings us all together. All the colors of the rainbow unite under Danny. Can you think of another name that would unite all these Dannys?
Steve?
It's not. Give me an Indian Steve. You got an Indian Steve? No, you don't.
Steve Pudai.
You just added Danny. You took Danny Putty's name and put the end in Steve. It doesn't count. You can't name a.
Okay. Let
Danny's
me go
the
to
best
famous
name.
Steve's.
No, wait. Don't go to famous Steve.
Indian people named Steve.
We're going to break the Google machine today. I'm just thinking Danny might be the most. We didn't even finish our Danny's list. I feel like we need to go back to our Danny's list.
Oh, we kind of did. I mean, there's a bunch of them. Like, there's some cyclists and football players, and like, nobody I think you'd recognize.
No other big time Danny's?
No, not that I saw.
So we got Danny Glover, Danny Trejo, Danny Bonaducci. Oh, and that's a ginger. Another connection. Danny McBride, Danny Putty, Danny DeVito. So you got midgets, Indians, rednecks. What? You got them all.
What did you say? What?
Oh, I'm sorry. Little people. I'm sorry. It's a hard one for me.
Yeah.
Is Danny DeVito technically an LP? I don't know. Is he technically?
I don't think he is.
All right.
There's Danny Mac, soap opera star. Danny Garcia, the boxer. See? Oh, Danny Masterson. There's one.
The guy from 70s Show.
Yep.
It's another Danny. So many Dannys.
Okay, so now on to the next one. Indian people named Steve.
Yeah. See, you'll find no answer. This Google will just sit there with a thought bubble the whole time.
There we go. Famous people named Steve.
Yeah, okay, so what we're looking for right now, let me just real quick, I want to write my notes. So we saw a ginger, an LP, just a white, I'm going to say white.
I tell you what,
African
Steve definitely
American
wins the celebrity, amount.
Hispanic, and Asian. Really, we crossed almost every continent. If you could have found me one Aborigine.
What is your list?
This is the Danny's that we found. We found a ginger, an LP, a white, an African American, a Hispanic, and an Asian. Under my theory that Danny is the most universal, I believe Danny is the bridge that connects the world and could bring peace. Peace through Danny.
All right. So you ready for Steve's?
Yeah, but we need to find particular. Go ahead.
We'll go through the list and we'll find them.
I'm gonna try to check off the boxes here.
Steve's definitely win. Like, the amount of money that all the Steves combined have is going to outweigh the Dannys by a lot.
Well, now you're stacking up. Money is not a factor.
I'm just saying. No, it's just an observation. So anyway, we have Steve Jobs, Steve Harvey, Steve Carroll, Steve O, Steve Irwin,
hold on,
Steve Borden, also known as Sting, Steve Nash, Steve Martin, Steve Perry, Steve Aoki, Steve Buscemi. I don't know who Steve Backshell is. Let's start. Steve Smith, Steve Cook, Steve Kerr, Steve Zahn, Steve Zaragoza. He's a YouTube guy, apparently. Steve Harris. He's not.
What?
There's Steve Burns.
So far, Danny is winning.
Is that the whole list? Is that our 50?
I think that's the list, dude. So
Steve McQueen.
Steve loses. Steve is not the most universal name. Steve
Angelo. He's Spanish, proper.
Like from Spain?
Yeah. I believe or maybe he's Greek.
See? Exactly. Yeah, Steve loses. Steve loses, and Danny wins. Danny's the greatest name. I didn't realize
There's definitely
Danny was
a lot more famous
name.
Steve, though.
Yeah, but none of them are, as famous as the star of Gone Fishing, Danny Glover. I mean, none of them have met that level of fame. Have any of them?
What? What do you mean?
I mean, he's the star of Gone Fishing, Danny Glover is clearly more famous than anyone on the list of Steve.
And Steve Martin?
Easily.
Steve Jobs?
Steve Jobs I would not consider famous. Definitely, and I would also not only would he not be considered famous, Besides it, he's
Steve
like,
Buscemi?
you know what? I would call Steve Jobs internet famous because that one time he was on Reddit and everybody was like, oh, he's not dead. And then they saw a picture of him and he really was alive still in Brazil. Yeah, so Steve Jobs is internet famous, like a meme. He's almost as famous as a meme, but not even close to the star of Gone Fishing, Danny Glover.
Okay. I'm not going to argue.
I know, because I'm right.
No, because Steve Buscemi wins, but
Why does Steve
whatever.
Buscemi
Because he's fucking Steve Buscemi.
was Steve Buscemi in the Badass trilogy? Because I think he wasn't. I think he was not in the Badass trilogy. So I'm thinking I win. Like if you were to look at the IMDb page, you just wanted to play a sound effect we've never played before.
Yeah.
If you were to look at
It's not
the
appropriate for anything.
the IMDb page, like for the last 2 years of Steve Buscemi movies versus Danny Glover movies, there's going to be so many huge hits on the Danny Glover side, and a lot of these direct to DVD. You know, what the hell is that on the Steve Buscemi side? You know, like just break down.
Okay.
Let's break down 2015 for both those guys, or even if you want to go a couple years, that's fine. Like give me the last 5 movies for both.
Hold on, I got to pull up Steve's IMDb.
This is fun. This is like a classic Google in with cereal. Google in with cereal.
Okay. So you want to do the last 5 movies?
Yeah, let's just do the last
that
5.
Have been,
whatever
that
they
have
are.
been released?
Yeah, last 5 released movies from
Okay.
Danny Glover. Last 5 released movies from Steve Buscemi, and you're going to see
Wow.
how huge Danny Glover's career is. I mean, this is the star of Gone Fishing.
I tell you, Danny Glover does have a shitload more things in like post. He probably has what the hell? Fuck. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 things that are in post production right now.
Yeah, Danny Glover is. He's the star of Gone Fishing. He's huge.
So he's done 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 movies that have already been released in 2016.
In 2016 or 2015?
2016 alone.
He's done 5 already, and it's only June?
That's been released.
Yeah, okay. So, like, listen to these just slam dunks. Give me the
Okay.
5.
So, back in the day,
Huge.
Dark Web.
Dark Web,
Mr.
very internet thriller. That was the one, almost like Sandra Bullock was in it.
White Noise.
Michael
was in
Keaton
something
movie.
Well, no, that's
Yeah, keep going.
what?
So far, you've named a Sandra Bullock movie, a Michael Keaton movie, and of course a Danny Glover starring movie. So what are the other 2?
That's it. Mr. Pig.
Oh fuck! I mean, what was big? You remember? Ba ram you to your fleece, to your breed be true. Yeah, fucking huge. Keep going. What's the last one?
I'm reading up on Mr. Pig now. Complete unknown. He played Roger, and then he played in Dirty Grandpa.
Dirty Grandpa?
Yeah.
With Robert De Niro?
Yeah.
You don't get bigger than that. You don't get bigger.
He was Stinky.
He was Stinky in Dirty Grandpa. See, that's what I'm talking about. There you go. Huge 5 big movies. Sandra Bullock, Michael Keaton, Robert De Niro.
What are you naming Michael Keaton and Sandra Bullock?
Michael Keaton was in the White Noise with him, and
No, he
Sandra
wasn't.
Bullock was in the Dark Web with him, and then also
He wasn't in White Noise. I
he
was
did
using
the
that as
Pig
an
movie,
example.
the Pig in the City movie. It was huge.
Mr. Pig.
Yeah, the one with the Baramu, the sheep to your fleece to your breed be true. So huge. Give me
What
these.
the fuck are you talking about?
Give me these bullshit Steve Buscemi movies.
Mr. Pig is a movie about the love of Mexico seen through the eyes of un-American.
I'm sorry that you are confused. That's okay. If you haven't seen Mr. Pig, I get it. You'd watch obscure art house films. I watch the blockbusters, and I know all the lines from Mr. Pig. I know where he goes.
Somebody else in Mr. Pig.
James Cromwell, because at the end of the movie he goes, "That'll do. That'll do, Pig. That'll do, Mr. Pig. That'll do." After he herds the sheep. So, go ahead. Now that we've covered his last 5, Give me these bullshit, nobody knows who the fuck they are, Steve Buscemi movies.
You're just lying to the audience.
Whenever you're ready. I'm not fucking lying to the audience. I'm fucking telling you, the audience knows the 5 biggest movies of 2016 already have starred Danny Glover. I mean, again, Michael Keaton, Sandra Bullock, Robert De Niro.
He was not in a
Zac
movie with Michael Keaton.
Danny Trejo. Do I need to? The list goes on and on. Now let's go over and let's see. Give me these bullshit Steve Buscemi movies.
They're huge. Huge, I tell you. What, Fargo?
No, the
Monsters,
last 5.
Inc.?
Do the last 5.
The last 5. Let's see. He has 3 in production.
The ones that are still being produced don't count, though. They have to be.
No.
Yeah.
He's been doing a lot of TV. Okay, so.
Danny Glover did 5 in 2016. How many has Steve Buscemi done this year?
Well, he's done Ridiculous 6. Like I said, he's done a shitload of TVs and shorts and things, but.
So he's done 1 movie in 2016?
2015.
Oh, he hasn't even done a movie in 2016 yet. So
No,
Danny Glover has done.
TV.
Danny Glover's done 5. Okay, 5 this year alone. It's only June. Steve Buscemi is such a nobody. Nobody's even asking him to be in his stuff anymore.
Oh, he's in tons of shit right now. It's just all TV.
Hasn't even done a movie. Well, I know that's what happens. Like, that's why Kevin James is back in TV. Yeah, I get it.
Yeah, but when I say TV as well, though, we're talking about like Boardwalk Empire, which is an HBO like Game of Thrones thing during the off season of Game of Thrones.
I'm sorry, I've never heard of it.
You've never heard of Boardwalk Empire?
Is it a sitcom on the CW?
Motherfucker.
So go ahead, give me the movies list. Give me the movies list. Let me see if we know any of these.
Ridiculous 6.
What the fuck is what the fuck is that? Is that like Ted 3? What the fuck is Ridiculous 6?
What do you mean? You don't know what Ridiculous? Fucking Adam Sandler.
I don't. Sure. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Go ahead. Keep going.
Hotel Transylvania 2.
Nobody watched it.
Time Out of Mind.
Yeah. Time Out of Mind. That was
Grown Ups 2.
Grown Ups 2.
Yeah, we're all the way back. We're all the way back in 2013. I'm not saying you win.
Yeah, Danny Glover, the Mr. Pig was clearly a bigger movie than Grown Ups 2.
Oh yeah.
Fucking everyone like the mice at the beginning. We are the mice who sing goodnight in the movie Mr. Pig. You got the mice. Everybody knows the mice.
I might be dead. I don't know what the fuck you're talking about.
The mice at the fucking beginning of Mr. Pig, where they sing the fucking songs. They narrate the pig.
I don't think an American man loving Mexico.
You don't fucking know the Mr. Pig. Okay. Let me explain Mr. Pig to you.
I haven't seen it.
There's a pig that was a runt, and Mr. Pig was born. He was the smallest of all the pigs, and the farmer. One Thanksgiving was going to go fucking kill a pig to eat, and he went to go kill Mr. Pig, and then he realized he liked it. So instead of killing him, he turned the pig, and get this is what's crazy about the Mr. Pig movie, he turned the pig into a sheep herder. And the pig would herd sheep, and at the fucking end, he goes to do a competition against sheepdogs, and the pig, because he learns the sheep password, makes all the sheep listen to him because they want to be nice to him, and he fucking wins, and then the farmer, played by Danny Glover, looks down at Mr. Pig and goes, "That'll do, Mr. Pig, that'll do."
I think you're combining the movie Babe and Racing Stripes somehow into one movie.
I think that was how they kind of pitched it. I think it was Mr. Pig, Babe meets Racing Stripes.
But who made Racing Stripes?
No, Babe meets Racing Stripes. That was essentially the pitch that was the idea behind Mr. Pig the movie. It was hugely successful. Made probably, I don't know, close to $1 billion worldwide in 2016. Might have been bigger than Batman v Superman.
That movie came all the way 2005 by Frederick Duchat.
Are you talking about Steve Buscemi again?
No, Racing Stripes.
Oh, now you're just looking up other movies. And meanwhile, you come to me with Ridiculous Six, like fucking people should know what that is.
People should know what Ridiculous Six is.
It's a movie about numbers? I don't know. Sounds like they ripped up.
Pool.
Yeah.
Ridiculous Six. Okay, Netflix only.
Mm-hmm. Danny Glover doesn't do Netflix only. That's how big he is.
Why are you so passionate about Danny Glover?
Why would I fucking not be passionate about the greatest actor of, possibly of all time, the star of Gone Fishing, Danny Glover? Anyway, I mean, we're getting nowhere with it because the thing is, for some reason you were on hashtag Team Buscemi, and I was on Team Danny Glover. I think Team Danny Glover wins it because of the list you showed, and because, again, you named one star that was in movies with Steve Buscemi, Adam Sandler. And I will again stack that up against a Sandy Bullock, a Michael Keaton, a James Cromwell, a Danny Trejo any day of the week. Those are the bigger stars. Those are the bigger names.
Yeah, it's all about who your friends are.
So you do concede that Danny Glover is a bigger star than Steve Buscemi?
I conceded like 5 minutes ago.
Okay, great. Great. I mean, it's important. Can I get some kind of noise that lets me know I won? Thank you. Thank you to me.